So I decided to go into details and tell Bonisa what happened that night when Violetta was shot and killed. And here's Bonisa looking all shocked as if she really cares about, how Aya feels and how this affected her. But we all know that she's looking out for herself, and in the back of her head she's calculating and thinking to herself, how am I gonna slide my way into the mansion, into Mamba's bed, into him marrying me, and me being Aya's stepmom. So yeah, Aya doesn't know better, but I would say she should watch out. And Usipati and Bohang are growing closer each and every single day. I mean, this is what the psychopath of a man was looking to get, in the beginning. And it seems like he's moving in slowly but surely, because it first started with him sleeping on the door, outside the door, and him sleeping, on the floor. Now it seems like he's getting more comfortable, as Usipati even makes the place that he sleeps very comfortable for him. So it's clear that whatever he's doing is working to his advantage, and Usipati is still naive. And Tintswalo and Usipati were having a conversation where the good friend was warning Usipati not to trust Bohang, and Bohang was right outside the door, being the psychopath that he is, listening in on the conversation, and he wasn't happy with everything that Tintswalo was saying. You could tell from his facial expressions that if it were up to him, he would just barge in there and start doing something terrible to Tintswalo or telling her where to get off. But he couldn't do that, because every time when he's around Usipati, he pretends to be the saint that has changed, basically. So that was gonna throw him off the game. And Vernon and Udintle had a conversation. I feel like Vernon can smell a rat. With everything that he said, I can tell that he can sense something is happening in Dintle's life, but he doesn't know what exactly. And if there's one person that's gonna find out or connect the dots between Uamo and Udintle, it's definitely gonna be Vernon, and I'm sure of that. So Obanusa decided to take that leap of faith and tell Mamba that Aya is living with her, and she kind of soothed the path, and made it seem like she's doing this because she's got good intentions. Convinced him, really, went in there and convinced him about the fact that I is in good hands, and they started talking about their history, both of them being politicians, and having something in common. So it seems like Bonisa's game plan is basically working for her, and I can tell that Umamba trusts her enough with Uaya, because he knows how close they were. So if there's one way he's gonna go in there, it's definitely gonna be through Uaya. And Vernon and Oamo had a conversation where he was like, so when are you tying the knots? When are you making Ohlenyewe, that woman for you that you're gonna spend the rest of your life with? And you could tell that Oamo was a bit thrown off, because of the conversation. And Vernon kind of put it out there through the conversation that, what, I hope you're not messing around or cheating, on her, because that wouldn't be cool. I mean, you worked so hard to get this girl, and you can't mess it up. And Amo had this facial expression that was guilty AF. So like I said, he can definitely smell a rat of Vernon. And Bohang decided to threaten Udintswala and tell her that she must watch out. If she doesn't stay out of her business with the Sipati, then he's gonna do something that he's gonna regret, by harming one of her family members or her daughter. And worst of all, he knows exactly where Udintswala stays. So he's got the upper hand at this point, and Udintswala was shaken. I mean, who wouldn't be when someone is threatening your life and your daughter's life and your family's life? I mean, I can understand why she decided to give Usipati a cold shoulder after the conversation. She really is looking out for herself like anyone would, and I think it's gonna be very tough, because even if Udintswala wanted to tell Usipati, she can't, because if she does, Sipati will run back to Bohang angrily, and that's gonna come back to Udintswala, and Bohang is definitely gonna want to show her, because I was serious and I'm teaching you a lesson. not to ever open your mouth again. So it's really a mess, guys. It's really becoming, this piling up of, a mess on top of the mess, and it's because of Bohang. And we saw how Bonisa tried working her way around convincing Aya to stay, because she knows if Aya stays longer, then her plan, comes into motion with her getting closer to Mamba. And she had to put in a lie there and say, Aya's dad is so angry at her and it's not a good idea for her to go home. And Aya was shaken because she's like, what, I know how strict my dad is, so let me just let him cool off before I go home. And at the end of the day, she ended up not leaving. So yeah, guys, that's what happened on Scandal. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment down below, like and share this video.